Hey everyone, it's Eric Hansen from the high school, and I'm on the certification committee as a building rep, and I wanted to provide a little screencast to clarify a few things about professional staff certification renewal. And if you're up for renewal this year, that means that your license expires July 1st, 2014. Just last week, the state sent out these forms to all people in their database that are up for renewal this current school year. If you haven't received one yet, I'd give it another couple days, but I would call the state very soon to make sure mailing addresses are correct and information is accurate. Now, as part of this process, I need to bring this form, in other words, you need to provide me this form with your documentation of your 90 hours of approved study, so I can bring it to one of the remaining certification meetings. I've attached or posted the certification meeting dates over here. And as you can see, we've got one coming up in February. And then after that, we have one in March, April, May, and if you're lucky, maybe we'll have two in June. But the bottom line is, I need things before that date. That last meeting in June is your last available option to have me bring this form to the committee, have the committee verify your 90 hours of approved study, and get the form back to you in time to meet that July 1st renewal deadline. Please remember that when I give that form back to you that has been signed by our committee, you still have a little bit of work to do. On the back of this form, remember, you must answer 3 questions. Sign and date the form, write a check to the state of Maine, and send it off in an envelope to the Department of Ed in order to get your renewal. On this next slide, I just want to clarify what I'm looking for in terms of documentation. Now that I've provided a general overview of the certification process, I'd like to provide a little bit of clarity on what type of documentation is required for the activities that you have done and will be using toward your certification renewal. Any activity that was approved and finished up before February 1st of 2014 will be accepted in paper copy. Paper copies will be accepted. In fact, if you did everything for this current cycle before the February 1st deadline, you do not or will not have needed to enter anything into ProTrax. In that case, what I ask is that you provide me all the documentation, your 5-year plan, and anything else certification related, including your state form that needs to be signed by the committee once we verified you've met the 90 hours. Put it all in a manila envelope and give it to me before those meeting dates that I talked about in the previous slide. I will take it to the committee, we will verify, sign off, and I will bring the state form back to you. And in that case, you will then answer 3 questions on the back. There will be 3 questions. You need a little bit of money. You write a check or give information about a credit card, and then you will put it in an envelope and send it off to Augusta. Waiting to hear back in the near future. For those people that still have to finish up their contact hours, those 90 hours, or you are doing activities right now that you will be using toward this renewal, you will be required to do all of that work via the ProTrax submission form, which involves you receiving prior approval through ProTrax, and once you have completed the activity, uploading evidence into the evidence upload form. Again, those things are new, and those forms and how to use those forms I should say information on that, is provided at the district RSU 14 site under the staff taskbar, under the certification and renewal tab. Again, in the next slide, I will provide you more information on how to access that and where to go for help if you can't figure it out. And before I move on to the next slide, I'd like to give you an example of someone who needs to use ProTrax to submit their information. That person is me. I have taken 2 graduate courses before the February 1st deadline. However, I did not get prior approval. Because of this, it doesn't mean that my work won't count, but what it does mean is that I will be required to go into ProTrax, do a prior approval form, wait for the committee to give me the validation that that will be okay, which it will be, and then I will upload my transcript or a screenshot of my course grade with the date of completion into ProTrax, and I will submit it electronically. So things that you did before February 1st, but never went through the certification committee on, in those cases, you will be required to submit through ProTrax. And again, I will provide you some information on how to do that and where to go for more information in this next slide. On the school district site, of course you recognize this here, you are going to go over to the staff bar and certification reauthorization. This is how to get to the page where our handbook is, our district certification plan, and the how-to pages that have been set up and uploaded for you to access. Additionally, I will mention that if you want to log right into ProTrax and explore that and see if you can do it without the how-to sheets, you can access that right down here. So access ProTrax here, down at the bottom, and for the how-to information about what you're doing, the certification reauthorization page. So once you've clicked on the certification reauthorization page, you're going to go to a page that looks just like the one down below. And as you can see, there's the handbook, there's the plan, and then click on the how-to instructions. Now once you click on the how-to instructions, you are going to be brought down to this feature right here. And you can see that the certification presentation that I gave is posted here. How to log into ProTrax information is the second, and then directions for uploading and filling out the forms that you will need is the third document on the list. Remember that if you need help with ProTrax, there are more people in the building than just me to help you navigate this process. And those people are mentioned here. Need help with ProTrax, building certification reps. For the high school, that would be Diane Levitt and Brody Artis. They will be trained on this later this month in February so they can better assist you. Bob Aslan and Rita Rodding are at the district level and also available and knowledgeable on ProTrax. So that about does it for this little mini edition on professional staff renewal and the process. Again, if you have any questions, just remember you can always email me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope this helped.